But the person isn't online yet to handle the admitting of people into the. Please take that dog far away. Noise is entering. It's I'm not supposed to be the one admitting people into the class. Okay.
I can see your
All right,
screen.
good. So, like I said, you have this sheet, basic sales record. Do not alter the sheet, just leave it as a raw file, okay? So, we're going to make a duplicate sheet so that we would use the duplicate sheet for our formatting, editing, and class practice. So, go down to where you have sheet 1 at the bottom, close to your task bar, right click on sheet 1. You can see my screen. Right click on sheet 1. Click on move or copy. We want to make a duplicate sheet. Click on move or copy. All right. Now, here you have to workbook. You will select the sheet from the workbook you are interested in. If you click on this drop down arrow, you can see I'm seeing 2 workbooks. Okay, before we go on, let me explain what a workbook is. In Excel, we have files and we have workbook. Okay, so the workbook is those files I sent to you on WhatsApp. That is an Excel workbook. And so you have sales record as a workbook. Inside the workbook, just like you have a folder, you can have as many sheets as possible. Each of these sheets can have different information. For example, I can have a workbook that gives information on federal revenue collected in Nigeria, revenue collected in Nigeria. So when I open the workbook, I will have different sheets, and each of those sheets can be named based on the states: e.g., Bauchi, Jos, Anambra, Oka, Anambra, Oyo, and etc. Okay, so that makes a worksheet. So what we are working on now, we are in a workbook, and now we want to duplicate a sheet in the workbook. So if you click on this drop down arrow, if you have multiple workbooks opened on your system, you will see them all listed here. I have 2 opened. Come down here to my task bar. 2. I have 3 even 2, but one is blank. I have 2 opened. Okay, so that's why you're seeing it. So, but I'm interested in sales record, so I'm not making any change. I will stay on sales record. That's what I'm interested in. Then it will display all the sheets inside that workbook. They will all be listed down here where you have before sheet. So I will select where I want the duplicate sheet to move to. I will take move to end. I'll take move to end. So if I click sheet 1, it will be placed before sheet 1. But I want it to come after sheet 1, so I'll click move to end. Take note of this prompt here, copy or move. It's essential you check the box. So go ahead and check the box because you are making a duplicate copy. If you do not check the box, it's going to move the entire sheet to wherever you want it to move to. Okay, so now we click OK. I will click OK. Can you see? I have my duplicate sheet down there, and it's named sheet 2. Sheet 1, 2. Okay. Now I'm going to rename. It's the same thing. If you click, you see they are the same thing. Still on sheet 2. I'm going to rename this sheet. So I will just double click on it. Once I double click on it, it is highlighted. Or you can right click on the sheet and take rename in the same step. Then let's call this class practice. class practice. Class practice. Have you labeled yours? Then you click out. Once you have labeled, you just click anywhere on the spreadsheet. It's recorded. If you like, you can add color to it. Because when you have multiple sheets opened, it gives it a beautiful appearance when you open the workbook and the sheets have different colors. So if I right click on the sheet name, I right click on the sheet name, I go to tab color and I can choose a color for that. Okay, so you see it has a purple color. So I can have different colors for the different sheet. It makes your workbook very colorful. All right, that's about that. So now, did we get that? Those of you practicing with me, did you get that? Those practicing with me, did you get that? All right. Silence, I will take for an answer. Okay, good. So, we are going to do some formatting on this sheet. If you see this column, now let me explain this. On the spreadsheet, we have the menu toolbar. We have the menu toolbar that shows the different tabs that you can navigate to modify the sheet. They all have different functions. We're going to be using some as we move along. Then inside each tab are the icons, okay? And they are grouped. They are grouped. Like here now, these are called fonts. And then you have here alignment, you have here number, and etc. Then you have the name box. The name box shows you the cell you are in per time. For example, can you see this square box? This is where each of these boxes on the spreadsheet is called a cell. Okay, they are called a cell. And when you have A, B, C, D, E, they are called columns. They are called columns. On the horizontal, then vertical, where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the end, they are numbers. Okay. Now these numbers and alphabets are arbitrary, in the sense that when you want to print, they do not show on your sheet. So they are arbitrary. But if you want numbers also to show, you have to insert a new column and label it serial number. We'll do that later. Okay. So these are the columns: horizontal columns, vertical rows, horizontal column, vertical rows. Okay. Now, let me also let you know that each of these square boxes is called a cell. Now, in Excel, wherever your square box is, that is where you name your data or you make your data entry. Because once you click on it, automatically, if I start typing on my keyboard, that is where it is imputed. Okay, that is where it is imputed. And then similarly, wherever my name box is, you see it on my name box showing the name. Now this is column I, row 8. Can you see it? If I put it here, this is column C, row 5. If I put it here, this is column F, row 12. Okay? And you can see on the name box, it is showing the column name and the row number. Take note of that. Then we have the formula bar. This is the formula bar. When we get there, we'll use it some more. Okay, the formula bar will always display what it sees in the cell that is selected. So you can see each cell I click, the formula bar is showing what is displayed. Okay. The This is to familiarize you with how Excel interface looks like for those who are new to the interface. All right, so I want to open this column. You can see this date column. The text is not displayed. Whenever you see hash like this, what it means is that the information in the cell is more than the column width. It's more than the column width. So you need to expand it. You have similarly same happening to column C. You see same happening to column C. So you see some text like this. It looks like the words are not complete. Yeah. So if I click on it, so you can see on the formula bar, it's showing the full name as household, as beverages, and etc. So there's a kind of overlap there. So we have to open that column so that it can accommodate what we want to see. And the same applies to any other column that has text reading. So we are going to, there are two approaches to it. If it is just this column I want to open, I will take my cursor up between column C and D, because this is the column. Column C is where I'm interested in. So I'll take my cursor, there's a line that separates column C and D. Now, see my cursor, when I'm moving anywhere on the sheet, take note of how Excel cursor changes per time. Each time it changes, it has different functions it is to perform. Now it's showing a big white cross. It's ready for selection. Okay. Now if I take it to between column C and D, if I put it on this, I will undo Control Z will wait one step. But it's going to open. When you have large data, you can't go over. The tricks around Excel are stressful. So now take your on column A. I am putting it in between them so you can see. Once you have positioned it properly, just click on it once. You will observe that the entire sheet is selected. The entire spreadsheet is selected. So any modification I do on the column width or the row height will affect the entire rows concurrently. So I don't need to go column each row per time. Okay. So now I want to this column. So I'll come to column A. Let me work with column A. I put my cursor between column A and B. Then I double click. So the text was so large. That was why it was showing hash. Okay. And if I feel the space wide enough. I still want to open it a little. I will take my cursor to the column, hold down my left click. I'm holding down my left them. We say column width, then row height. Row height, column width, okay? The row height. Peradventure that are hidden. So you can see I put my in each number. Oh, okay. Let me do it again. Like this data is a raw data. It's not formatted. So we want the total column to be automated. We want it to be automated. So I come to the next column, H, okay? And I will type total. I can just copy this, select it, so I click on it, Control C to copy, and I paste just the heading instead of typing, just the heading. Then I press escape to get rid of this McQ. I press escape. Okay, good. Just the heading, not the numbers. All right, so I want this total column to be automated. All right. To get the total, now these are sales of different products categories such as beverages, food, household items, etc. And such products as rice, oil, sugar, yam, beans, etc. They were sold at different quantities, and these are the different quantities that are listed there. Okay, now the unit price, the price for one item is displayed in column E. The price for one item is displayed in column E. Now, ideally, if you want to know.
Hello, ma. It's like it's only hello.
Yes,
hello.
please.
It's like it's only me that's not seeing your screen. I'm not seeing your screen. I'm not seeing your screen. I can only see your picture. I cannot see the spreadsheet.
Are you using a laptop?
Yes, I'm using laptop.
Okay.
I was seeing it before.
You were seeing it before.
Yes.
Will I say log out and log in? I think log out is dangerous because I may not go and admit someone there. Did you just see what I did? You see my screen?
The spreadsheet is not off. I can see your screen, but it's only your picture is displaying on the screen.
No, my spreadsheet. And you are the only one not seeing it. Oh, how do I help you now? Well, you can hear my explanation.
Yes, you can go on. The class, you can go on.
Yes.
Yes, I
Just
do.
don't. I don't want you to give up. If you can hear my explanation, be it in your spreadsheet. Be on your spreadsheet and just follow my lead. You will get it. Is that okay?
All right. Okay.
All right. So I said, go to column G, copy total, paste it in column H1. Okay, instead of typing the text, I want to maintain the same texting format. All right. Now click on H2. Click on H2. If you click on H2, now we want to insert formula, because based on this sheet, for you to get the total sales, you will multiply the cost per item with the quantity that was sold. You multiply the cost per item, unit price, with the quantity that was sold. So I want the spreadsheet to do this. Now, the beauty of the spreadsheet is you don't have any reason to punch calculator. You don't have any reason to punch calculator. I went somewhere to supervise a project, and when I requested for their spreadsheet, in fact, when I entered the office, I saw that they had these big calculators that are used by traders in the market. Big calculators. And I'm like, what do you use calculators in this office? They said to calculate, sales. And I said, no, this is unnecessary. Why? I mean, this is taxing and demanding. It's draining you because you feel that you are doing so much work. Whence Excel can just get this thing done easy peasy. All you need to do is just enter the data, and you don't need to punch calculator. So I had to show them all of this, and they were so excited because it made their job easy. So let's do the calculation. Everyone click on H2. Click on H2. Now click on your equality sign. Click on your equals to on your keyboard. Press equal sign on your keyboard. Then take your cursor to D2. D2 is 24. You will see number 24. Under column quantity, click on D2. When you click on number 24, column D, row 2, then hold down your shift key and touch times. Now in Excel, times multiply is asterisk, where you have number 8 on your keyboard. Then you have number 8 on your keyboard. So hold your shift key and press number 8. It gives you the asterisk. Okay? Then you click on unit price. Click on unit price. Click on unit price. And when you click on unit price, you see it's showing there E2. Now press enter on your keyboard. Press enter on your keyboard. Did you get that? Do you see that the two numbers are the same? The difference between the two numbers is that one is automated and the other is not. So we are going to stay with the automated number. We are going to also use this same formula for the entire row on this sheet. We are going to do that for the entire row on this sheet. For us to do that, you don't need to do it for each cell. That is the beauty of Excel. You don't need to do it for each cell because that will be time wasting. Don't forget, I said the difference between you. Please mute yourself if you are not talking to me. So, the difference between you and someone else that know how to use Excel is speed. So someone else may be doing this formula one after the other, time wasting. So you are here, select that number you just calculated. If you look at the formula bar, it's showing the formula. Okay. Now take your cursor to the tip of the name box. Look at it.
Not really sure, but
There's a dot.
me, I'm bit.
There's a dot there. Take your cursor to the tip. Now, double click on that dot. You can see that it has changed to a black cross. So make sure you are seeing that black cross before you double click. So double click on your mouse. Double click. What do you observe? Can tell me before I do my own. What did you observe? Did you do it? What did you observe?
It has automatically calculated all.
Oh, good. Good. It takes it to the last row. How can you know how many rows are on this data set? Did any of you try to check? How many rows are on this data set? Now you got a spreadsheet that was sent to you. You need to know how many rows of data you are dealing with. All right, good. So you can see that all the columns automatically have been filled up with data, okay? And if you look at where you have the total column, the corresponding column, they are showing the same thing. So when you have cleaned up this data like this, you can proceed to just right-click and delete column G because you don't need it. It's not automated. So you can right-click and say delete, okay? But for the purpose of the class, I wouldn't delete it yet. You can delete it in a real case scenario because you've gotten an automated column. Now let's know the total number of rows on this spreadsheet. To know the total number of rows on this data set, hold down your control key, then click on your arrow key pointing downwards because we want to scroll down. So instead of scrolling down with your cursor, you just hold down your control key and touch your arrow key pointing downwards. It takes you to the last row on this data set. And this gives us the total rows in this spreadsheet as 1,201. One is inclusive of the column heading. So 1,201. I can repeat it again. If you want to go back up, our session will soon expire. I'm using free Google Meet, and that is why I had to wait until 6 o'clock to come in because I'm only entitled to 1 hour. If our session ends, pay attention, you can unmute yourself to answer me. If our session ends, do we end the class there or do I add additional 10 minutes?
No, you can add additional 10 minutes.
So for me to add additional 10 minutes, it means I have to create a new
It's actually a step-by-step tutorial.
Any moment if you know what the code out. So if I have to create a new session, I will send the link to the WhatsApp group. So from there you can connect on your computer. Okay, I want to please unmute yourself.
Value, not on my watch. Here's how you can evaluate this.
Please mute yourself. Okay, so if you want to see how many rows are on the spreadsheet,
just like that, and you have no loss
please
in your
mute yourself. Please stop it. Mute yourself.
Please mute yourself.
How you can evaluate.
All right. So if I want to go to the last row on the spreadsheet, hold down your shift key and your control key and your down arrow key.
Joke, mute yourself. Joke, mute yourself.
Not on my watch. Here's how you can revise yours using the Gucci Mix hand wings.
I don't want to start going to do this admin thing. All right. I said I want to go to the last row on the spreadsheet. Let's know how many rows the spreadsheet can even accommodate. Okay? So you hold down your shift key and your arrow key and your down arrow key. Shift, control, and the down arrow key. The 3 keys at the same time. It takes you to the last row on the spreadsheet. What is this number? 1,000,000 48,576. 1,048,576 rows. These are the total number of rows in a spreadsheet. Okay, it is this large. One sheet has this. So let's go back to row 1. Hold down your shift key, hold down your control key, then press your arrow key pointing upward. Your arrow key pointing upward. It takes you to row 1. Hold down your shift key and your control key and your arrow key pointing upward. It takes you to row 1. Okay. So that being said, let's see how far we've gone. All right. We looked at the overview of Excel environment, the ribbons, the tab, the cells, the worksheet. We also opened. So for you to save is to go to the file menu, you click on save, then you save your spreadsheet. I can come back to that in another class, okay? Then to close your workbook, you have the close tab up there on your top right corner, red icon with X. Click on it at the end of this class to close your workbook, okay? Then we also learned about rows, columns, and sets. We looked at data entry and editing. We looked at basic formatting. We've not done this per se, font, color, borders. So maybe if we create another session, we can look at that. Then, or we move it to tomorrow's class. On Friday's class. Then we also adjusted column width and row height. We did copy and paste. When we did total, I taught you copy and paste. So the difference between cut is cut will remove the text from where it is to the new location, while copy keeps a duplicate of the same text. We looked at autofill when we double-clicked on the total formula we did, and it automatically filled the entire cells with this calculation. That is autofill. I'm still going to show you another aspect of autofill as we move on in the class. Okay. Then we have not done cell referencing. We'll do that in the next class, and then we'll look at printing and page setup. Okay. All right. So this is your practicals, your assignments. I'm going to create another link to add maybe 10 minutes or so to just tidy up a few things, so that I know that on Friday we are starting with maybe module 2. Okay. So your assignment will be to create and format a simple sales record table. I'm going to share the PDF of this presentation slide on the WhatsApp group. You create and format a simple sales record table. Don't forget, in the class, I told us to duplicate the sheets. So we still have the raw data, sheet 1. So what you will do is you will use the move and copy I taught you by right-clicking on sheet 1. You click on move or copy. You create a duplicate sheet. Then you rename that duplicate sheet as assignment. Change the color. Give it a tab color. Okay? And then you practice everything you have seen on your class practice sheet. Practice them. Then when you have successfully done that, you can just snap it, or you send me the JPEG of your spreadsheet on WhatsApp, or you can just use your phone and snap it. I just want to see a cross section of it. Once I say a cross section, I know you have done it and done it well. And where there is need for correction, I would let you know. Do you understand the assignment? Okay. Any question? Any question? If you are talking, talk to me. I'm not reading chat, please. Let me go check chat.
No, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Hello, ma.
Go on.
Sorry, ma. I want to suggest that maybe the next time there will be an automatic, or you don't have to wait for someone to